Ready? All right. Good evening, everyone. Um, I call this meeting of Hamtramck City Council to order. Today is October 25th, Tuesday, October 25th, 2022, and it's 7:02 p.m. Would the clerk call the rolls, please?
Councilman Rafai,
Present.
Councilwoman Chakowski,
Present.
Councilman Chowdhury,
Present.
Councilman Al-Barmaki is not present. Councilman Al-Samiri,
Yeah, present.
Councilman Hassan,
Present.
Mr. Mayor, present.
Present.
We have a quorum, Mr. Mayor.
All right, thank you. Rise for the pledge of allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Do we have any community announcements?
Mr. Chair?
Yes,
I do
Councilman
have-
Chaudhry.
Yes, just three of them. First one is tomorrow I think is the trunk or treat. So everyone is invited to join tomorrow 5 to 7. Thank you. The other ones there is a rally, it's called Protect Democracy Rally tomorrow in Warren City at UAW Region 1 building. So our Lieutenant Governor Gil Christ will be there. Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson will be there, and many other dignitaries will be there. That's tomorrow, and is hosted by APIA, Asian Pacific Island Voters. And the other one, it is from MIBADC, Michigan Dems, Michigan Bangladeshi American Democratic Caucus. There is a rally they're hosting on Sunday, October 30th, 6:30 to 9:30. Many elected officials will be there, as well as all the community leaders. So it is going to be at Al Shahi Palace and Restaurant, 4235 12 Mile Road, Warren, Michigan. That is on October 30. I repeat, Sunday, 6:30 to 9:30, and everyone cordially invited to join. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's all.
Any more announcements? All right, we'll move to the proclamations, recognitions, and presentations. And we will start with the proclamation recognizing the life and memory of Twyla Meyer. And I would have Councilwoman Amanda Jaquiski to read it, please.
Proclamation recognizing the life and memory of Twyla Meyer. Twyla Frances Meyer was a unique, beautiful, and caring person that spent a large part of her life living in and loving the city of Hamtramck. And whereas Twyla's love of acting showcased itself in multiple performances from high school into adulthood, and even some stints as a stand-up comedian, and she remained an ardent supporter of film, music, and other forms of art, encouraging people to share their messages through creative means. And whereas Twyla worked with her life partner, Bill Meyer, of 56 years, to leave both intangible and tangible legacies, the Yemen Mural, Bangla Mural Project, and the COVID Mural Project, to name a few, through their facilitation of One Hamtramck. And whereas Twyla continuously cared for her beautiful garden and ensured a rest stop was always present on the front lawn for anyone who was walking down the street and might feel called to sit down for a while. And whereas Twyla demonstrated a soft spot for animals, especially her beloved dog Tanya, and vociferously supported TNVR efforts in the city. And whereas Twyla was quick with compassion, which also made her quick to march for many causes in search of strength, unity, and the end to discrimination of any type, both domestic and abroad. And whereas Twyla and her memory have impacted an untold number of individuals and created memories abound in the arts, recipes from her kitchen, weddings, and down to smiling interactions when walking into a local coffee shop. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Mayor Amr Ghalib, along with the entire Hamtramck City Council, express our sincerest condolences to the family, friends, and comrades of Twyla Meyer, and the day of her memorial service, Sunday, December 11th, 2022, shall be known as Twyla Frances Meyer, Promoter of Peace Memorial Day.
Thank you, Councilwoman. And we have the official proclamation here, and since Bill Meyer is here, I would like to present it to him. All right.
Go outside.
I can walk outside.
We can stay here, we can stand up, so as a respect.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna see her coffee shop.
You don't need to say anything, Bill. We're all here for you.
I didn't expect this, I was gonna try to be cool when I got here. Thank you so much. I love you all.
Take care.
All right. The next proclamation is the Halloween proclamation. Now that the clerk to read it, please.
The Halloween proclamation, I
Yes.
apologize.
Please.
City of Hamtramck Halloween 2022 proclamation. Whereas the City of Hamtramck annually observes the tradition of trick-or-treating at Halloween time. And whereas the City of Hamtramck seeks to provide a safe environment for children to participate in trick-or-treating. And whereas the City of Hamtramck can better provide a safer environment for trick-or-treating by establishing a date and time for the activity. First, the City of Hamtramck has determined that it is advisable to temporarily amend the curfew ordinance for Sunday, October 30th, to be from 7 p.m. to 6 a.m. on Monday, October 31st, for Monday, October 31st, 2022 for Halloween trick-or-treating to be between the hours of 5 p.m. and 8 p.m. with a responsible parent or guardian. And second, the City of Hamtramck asks that all participants be careful when crossing streets, and that whenever possible, participants be accompanied by an adult or guardian. And third, the City of Hamtramck asks that all vehicle drivers use extra caution during the trick-or-treating hours to assist in protecting the lives of trick-or-treaters participating. Given under my hand and seal in Hamtramck, Michigan on this 25th day of October 2022, signed Amr Galib, Mayor, City of Hamtramck.
Thank you.
You want me to take the next one there?
You can take the last one. I'll take this one. So the next proclamation is Cosmos District Champions. Okay. So the City of Hamtramck proclamation recognizing Hamtramck Cosmos Championship season. Whereas the Hamtramck Cosmos athletic team represent Hamtramck Public Schools and the entire Hamtramck community with pride and dedication. And whereas participation in high school athletics encourages students to learn not only to the techniques of the sport, but other skills that will benefit them throughout their lives, including leadership, collaboration, and adaptability. And whereas the hard work, dedication, sportsmanship, talent, and exceptional teamwork of the 2022 Hamtramck High School boys soccer team has enabled these student athletes to earn season record of 8-1-1 and a championship district title. And whereas head coach Dennis Foster and the entire coaching staff, athletic director Antonio Johnson, team member, parents, faculty, and students, student body at Hamtramck High School were integral in guiding the team to victory throughout their unwavering support. And whereas it is important that people throughout our community to know and understand the importance of high school athletics and the dedication that goes into each and every practice, competition, and victory. Now, therefore, be it resolved that Mayor Amr Galib and the Hamtramck City Council do hereby recognize and heartily congratulate Hamtramck High School and the 2022 District Championship Soccer team on its outstanding accomplishments this year.
Hamtramck proclamation recognizing November as Family Court Awareness Month. Whereas the mission of the Family Court Awareness Month Committee, FCAMC, is to increase awareness on the importance of family court system and prioritizes child safety and acts in the best interest of children. And whereas the mission of the FCAMC is fueled by the desire to create awareness and change in the family court system for the conservatively estimated 58,000 children a year ordered into unsupervised contact with physically or sexually abusive parents, while honoring the hundreds of children who have been reported as murdered during visitation with a dangerous parent. And whereas the mission of the FCAMC is to increase awareness on the importance of empirically based education and training on domestic violence, child emotional and psychological abuse, childhood trauma, child sexual abuse, coercive control, post-separation abuse for all professionals working on cases within the family court system. And whereas the mission of the FCAMC is to increase awareness of the importance of using scientifically valid, evidence-based treatment programs and services that are proven in terms of safety, effectiveness, and therapeutic value. And whereas the mission of the FCAMC is to educate, judge, and other family court professionals on evidence-based, peer-reviewed research. Such research is a critical component to making decisions and are truly in the best interest of children. This research includes the Adverse Childhood Experience, ACEs, study, co-principal investigator Vincent Felitti, Kaiser Permanente CDC, child custody evaluators, beliefs about domestic abuse allegations, principal investigator Daniel Saunders, University of Michigan, sponsored by the National Institute of Justice, and child custody outcomes in cases involving parental alienation and abuse allegations, principal investigator Joanne S. Meyer, GW Law School, sponsored by the National Institute of Justice. Now therefore, be it resolved, I, Mayor Glebe, Mayor of Hamtramck, hereby declare the month of November to be Family Court Awareness Month. I encourage all residents to support their local community's efforts to prevent the harm of children in the hands of family members and to honor and value the lives of children.
Thank you. All right, we move to the additions, deletions, agenda approval. Do we have any additions or deletions? All right. Okay, we'll move then to the public input.
Thank you.
Public comments.
I have Salahed one. 3 minutes, sir.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. I'm here to talk as a parent, not on behalf of the Board of Education or anything. The speed humps that have been installed in the city need to be reevaluated, and they're just not doing the job that is intended. We want to rectify this, and I'm sure that the board would be willing to work with you guys, with the city, to maybe resolve it and see what our other options are, and go from there. A lot of people in the community are not happy with these. All right? Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. George Holaris, if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Yes. Hello, everyone. I'm a teacher at Hamtramck High School, and I know that you received the letter that I wrote for the last council meeting. I had a medical emergency in my room with a student. 25 minutes EMS services took to get there. It was traumatizing to me and my students. When I did the investigation, found out that Hamtramck has one ambulance on 24-hour standby, and then one ambulance from 12 to 8, and that's it. So what ended up happening was the one ambulance was taking someone else on a run, and my student had to wait 25 minutes until his parents were able to take him in. Me as an educator, I don't need to rehash the letter that I already read to you, but it was upsetting to find that out. And I wanted to make you all aware of that. Even though I'm not a voting member in Hamtramck, I have had a huge influence on the community. I love the community, I love the students, I love the city, I love everything about it, and it just was upsetting to know that could happen to some of my students' parents. It could happen to me if I had a medical emergency, one of you. So what I want to say is I have over 90 signatures from the school of students that read the letter and support action by you all. I know that you want to do the right thing. The fire chief has reached out to me already and said that you've already taken some short-term steps to try to maybe adjust that time window, and you're working at getting EMS services back in the fire department. I think that's wonderful news. It's encouraging, but I do want to let you know that we've packed this board meeting with people, and they will be voting, and they are looking for action from you. One of the council members isn't here today. He won the last election by less than 50 votes. There's well over 50 people in this room. There's 90 signatures. They all talk. So they're going to be looking for action, not trying to push it down the road, kick the bucket down the road. And we know that you'll do the right thing and get on that as soon as possible. You have the power and ability to change that, and we're here asking you to do everything you can to change that. So respectfully, I'm here on behalf of my community and my students who I love and I'm passionate about, and I don't want to see anything bad to happen to them. I don't want to see that happen again. So that's my motivation here. Some of the students would like to speak as well, and I told them the importance of democracy and how to get change in a community is through being involved in your community to make a difference. So that's why they're here tonight. So I hope that if you'd like a copy of these signatures, I could give them. Thank you. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
So the next few speakers are going to be students from the school as well, okay? Sammy Salmon, is that how it's pronounced?
Yeah, it's Sammy.
Welcome. 3 minutes.
So I wanted to speak as a student at Hamtramck High School about the same incident where a student passed out, and the most shocking news was even after half an hour, no ambulance arrived. So by that time, the parents had to rush in and take the student to the hospital, which is unacceptable. Since Hamtramck has 8 schools containing thousands of students and about 28,000 people, one full-time ambulance is just not enough for that. If something were to happen at a larger scale or at multiple places at the same time. We all know that Hamtramck is not a perfect city, and it's not impossible for something like that to happen here. We are the future of our nation, and we need to ensure that no young lives are lost just for the lack of a vehicle. Ambulance services are the primary providers of 24/7 responses to medical and trauma-related emergency. We understand and appreciate that there are solutions being offered. However, we would like to hope for a long-term solution and not a short-term solution, so the same situation doesn't repeat again. Also, I have a few signatures too.
Thank you, I'll take this. Tasmi Chaudhry.
Good evening, everyone. I'm just going to keep it brief since we're all talking about the same topic, but we're all aware of the diversity of the city, but with these amazing people coming from all around the world, we still have some challenges that we have to face, one of them being lack of transportation. Personally speaking, I had to use the ambulance about 3 times over past 7 years, and every single time it took at least 30 minutes for that ambulance to come and arrive at our house. So a lot of the Hamtramck residents do not have the privilege to own this transportation, and as more and more incoming immigrants come into the city, it is the city's job to make sure that our residents are being well taken care of and provided the bare minimum services that they deserve. What happened to that student could have been happening to everybody, my family, your loved ones. So it is the city's moral responsibility that we get taken care of that. And yeah, I just think that the city should step up and help us. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is it Shanjida? Shanjida?
Can I start?
Yes.
I was here last year with Miss Madden's class. We were talking about the problems in our city, and one of them was reckless driving. And so this contributes to that. So the residents of Hamtramck are important to us, and there's a lot of us. It's a big hazard to have only one ambulance for the whole city, not just the school district, but the whole city. The population is 28,000, which is continuing to grow, and honestly, it's a big hazard to have only one. I'm sorry. And which is continuing to grow now, so it can get dangerous here without immediate aid for emergency. Only one accident doesn't happen at a time, so it's a big life hazard. Someone could literally lose their life because of this. If it can happen to one person, it can happen to everyone. So please take it into consideration and get us more ambulances. Thank you.
Thank you.
Habiba Chowdhury.
Good evening, everyone. Oftentimes, paramedics are skilled in first aid and/or CPR, and that may be a necessary thing for anyone in an emergency. Having access to ambulances develops a sense of safety and security in our community. Our people are deserving of assistance. It is disappointing to see that emergencies are not seen as important. Safety of our residents should be the city's top priority. So why should we not get more full-time ambulances? This is an issue that needs to be heard right now, and if not, then it would be putting so many of our citizens' lives in danger.
Is it Ms. Begum? MST? Welcome.
Good evening, everyone. People could be in life-threatening situations, and not having access to an ambulance immediately can make the conditions worse. As you know, there was an incident regarding a child who passed out during Hamtramck High School, and there was no ambulance for her. We should use this as a sign to have more ambulances in Hamtramck and to better our city. No person should have to worry about their health becoming worse because they don't have access to medical care. We should be able to feel safe and be able to rely on emergency services. What does it say for our future? Why should we continue to let this problem happen when we can resolve this by prioritizing people's health? There are many people living in Hamtramck, and their health should always come first.
Thank you. Faithful Islam?
Good evening, everyone. I just want to ask, can everyone ask yourself how it can be justifiable that a city of 28,000 people has only a full-time ambulance? If a group of people have a medical emergency at the same time, while the ambulance can provide transportation to only one, who that one will be? Will it be Mr. Mayor, or will it be one of the members sitting here right now? That day we went through that exact situation where the student who needed help but couldn't get the help. Thank God it wasn't a life-threatening situation. Others, who knows what will happen. We are voters of tomorrow, and we want you guys to take actions. Mr. Mayor, you are a health worker, and I'm pretty sure you understand how important it is to provide medical support during an emergency. We can't wait to take actions until something terrible takes place. And that's why Taiful Islam, member of this community, asking you to take immediate action. Thank you, everyone.
I actually have the parent of the student who this incident happened to, Mr. Akram Musleh.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor. Good evening, council member. Okay, this is what happened. Before I start anything, can you please stand up? My son is to show you something, what I'm gonna, mention. This is a monitor for a heart track, Dr. Mayor. I think you know what. Okay, what happened? We're gonna make it short. You know, I have a history of a heart attack. My parent, he had a heart attack. And March 16 of 2021, I have a heart attack myself. My son, he could have it. What happened in the city, it's not appreciated, because that's not a service for a city, for a city that you know we've been living almost our life. Never happened like that before. But what happened? I even have a video speaking with one of the ambulance that was hidden in Denton Street, and I talked to him. He said, "I'm just a contractor. You gotta speak with the dispatch." So I don't know why the city cannot have like more contractors with some ambulance, at least, if we cannot get our own ambulance. I mean, with me, I have a car, I speak English, I could take my son, I have time. Other parents, they don't have it. This is not, could be a heart attack, could be athletic, you know, injury, could be something in the school, not even in the school, in the public, you know, all over in the community. This is, you have to take an action for this, and I appreciate if we see more improvement. Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, I have Bill Meyer. Yes, we're all set with that. Who? No? Okay, Mr. Bill Meyer.
First of all, I'm thrilled that young people have come to the council meeting. You don't see this very often, I can tell you. And it's very important that you keep coming, not just because this one incident took place, but there's many issues in the city. It would be wonderful to have you come and be part of solving our problems. My name's Bill Meyer. I'm a citizen of the world. I live on Trowbridge in the city of Hamtramck, the only Muslim majority city in the entire Western Hemisphere. I've been saying that for many years. People eventually realize what I'm saying. I haven't been here in a while, and I came to explain why I haven't been here. You obviously know I was totally taken aback by your proclamation. I didn't know that was happening. It took all I had to come here to see you, because I spent many weeks here, years in this one. So, what happened on August 22nd? My wife was very sick, Twyla, and I called the ambulance, and thank you for the 2 ambulance drivers who did appear at our house on time and got her to the emergency room. Very grateful for that. She was found to be tested positive for COVID, but she already had COVID 2 or 3 times this year, so we didn't think that was the reason. She went into a coma the 2nd day with delirium and speech impediment, seeing double, and she went out, and then we never talked to her again. That was August 23rd. She never came out of the coma. 10 days later, there was a test taken that she had West Nile virus, and that's what was attacking her brain. She has RA, rheumatoid arthritis, which is a severe, debilitating disease which prevents you from fighting diseases in your body. It's autoimmune system is affected. She couldn't fight it. Plus she's an older person, 76. Those 4 factors affected her result. She was in a coma for 2 months, and I didn't say anything to people around her. I didn't do anything on social media, because I kept hoping that I'd have a good message to send out to you. But it never came. She passed away Saturday. And well, you know from reading the proclamation, 56 years with the person I loved most of my life. It's very hard to live with, very hard to deal with. So I want to explain. I don't say citizen of the world because as a joke or nothing like that. Both Twyla and I are inseparable. We think alike on almost everything. We've been activists all our life fighting for peace and justice. And the World Service Organization offers membership to be a world citizen. And we became world citizens. And here's evidence with me to show you. This is my certificate and Twyla's certificate. And everyone can be a world citizen. Check it out at worldservice.org. You can all be a world citizen if you believe in this recognition that our rights and duties extend to humanity and to the earth as our planetary home. We know that the world we share unites all of us. We take an active role in our community, and we work with others to make our planet more peaceful, sustainable, fair, and just. I think most people believe that way. There's no barriers, there's no boundaries between people. We're all human beings. So, Twyla felt that way, and despite the fact that I speak more than her, and I come here, and sometimes I'm more outspoken than her, she believed a lot of the same things I did. And we've had our ups and downs over the years in Hamtramck, but it's such a vital city, it's such a vibrant, exciting city of experiences for the last 22 years we've lived here. And I've been here almost every council meeting I could be here, and Twyla was with me as much as often as possible. If she could say, if she could see what happened today, obviously, she's a humble person who really never wanted awards, never wanted the recognition. I'm the one who's outspoken. I come up with it, but she feels the same as me. She was just concerned with helping people, bringing people together. That's why we have One Hamtramck. That's motto is helping bring the communities together. Because we know that we can never go forward if you can't work together and can't be together and respect each other for who they are and what they are. And as you know, I said 2 months ago, my last meeting there, August 9th, I said, well, I haven't seen a council meeting like this in all the years we lived here. This was so tame and so respectful to each other. No rudeness, just a determination to work together and solve the problems that we have, for sure. And so I made a statement that I said, I don't know why I have to come here anymore, because you guys are working together, and I'm sure you're gonna solve the problems. So you probably thought I meant that, and that's why I wasn't here for 2 months. It was because of my wife. But I'll be around, and I hope we can make the city better. Thank you to all of you.
Mr. Mayor, that is all for public comment.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for your concerns and comments. Everything will be taken into consideration, and we'll work and do our best to try to solve the current problems that we have in Hamtramck. Thank you so much for coming. So we'll move to the consent agenda, and this is approved in a single motion with no discussion. Item A, approval of minutes from the October 11, 2022 regular city council meeting. B, approval of invoice registered date ending October 25th, 2022. C, approval of pre-approved expenditure date ending October 25th, 2022.
Motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
No objections? All right.
Mr. Mayor, I apologize if I can, what is that term that you use?
Suspend.
Suspend.
Yes, I forgot a public comment that was emailed to me, and I did.
Okay,
If you don't mind.
yeah, go ahead.
Thank you so much. So I received an email, as I was saying, from John Berchtold. Dear Honorable City Clerk, please include as public comment. I am the gentleman that Bill Meyer interviewed on his show regarding the city manager search. I have been following the city's progress. In addition to creating the ad for the search, please consider including a recruitment profile. Most serious candidates review this document to see if their skill set matches the city's desires and needs. Likewise, the city council should use the document as a measure in deciding which candidate meets the city's desires and needs. This provides any objective measure in screening. I am prepared to assist the city. John D. Berchtold, life member, International City Management Association. Under separate cover, I will send you a recruitment profile that I supplied you guys with. It was a sample of his recruitment profile that I developed for another city. And that was it. That is all. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
All right, thank you. All right, I guess I don't have to read the consent agenda again.
No.
So it is approved.
Yes.
We don't have a public hearings. We'll move to the new businesses, and we have resolution 2022-131, approving sale of 8800 Lumpkin.
Motion? Second.
Discussion?
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I have Ms. Faulkner here with us today, who is arranging the sale of this and the next resolution.
Hi, Mayor and Council. I'm so happy to be here and present this sale as well as the next one. The buyer for 8800 Lumpkin has provided a complete application. The overview in the agenda item explains that this is an expansion of an existing home. The parcels will be combined, and the home will expand onto what is currently the city-owned parcel. This will assist in providing for the high demand for larger lots and larger homes in Hamtramck. It will also increase the tax base, and finally, this parcel is often occupied with debris and trash, and will remediate that issue as well. The applicant is Danya Hadwan, and the applicant's brother is here as well. If you have any questions.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes, Councilwoman.
The only question I have is, I'm just looking at the sketch and it looks like a lot of pavement. It's within the ordinance, with the driveway and then the sidewalk going around the rooms and everything.
You know, the final site plan would be reviewed against the 50% rule, which states that 50% of the uncovered lot must be landscaped.
Okay.
I did not do that calculation in advance.
Just making sure.
All right. No more discussion? All right, let's call the rules.
Councilman Al-Samiri.
Yes.
Councilman Hassan.
Yes.
Councilman Chowdhury.
Yes.
Councilwoman Jakowski.
Yes.
Councilman Rafai.
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, Resolution 22-131, approving sale of 8800 Lumpkin, approved.
All right.
Congratulations.
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 All right, we'll move to the next one. Resolution 2022-132, approving sale of 11562 Nagel Street.
Motion.
Second.
All right, yes.
Okay, so this is also a large lot. It's a 60 by 100 lot, similar to what I shared earlier. There's a high demand for larger lots and larger homes. There has been a complete application provided, sketches which you have seen. The applicant and buyer is out of state. He was not able to be here today. Basically, that's it. You've seen many of these before. Let me know if you have any questions.
Mohsen Nadi. Okay.
Vote.
Yeah.
Councilmember Faia.
Yes.
Councilwoman Jakowski.
Yes.
Councilman Al Samiri.
Yes.
Councilman Hassan.
Yes.
Councilman Chowdhury.
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, Resolution 22-132, approving sale of 11562 Nagel, approved.
Thank you. All right, so we will move to the reports, and we'll start with my report. So first, I would like to thank everyone who attended today's meeting, especially the students and teachers. And we read the letter that you sent earlier, and we discussed that among each other. It is an important issue that was raised this time. I am a healthcare worker myself, and we never had that issue. We always called the ambulance to the clinic sometimes, and they arrived on time. But this is a serious incident that we should take into consideration, and so we'll discuss with each other and see what's the best method to improve the healthcare services in our city. We are not ignoring your concerns, so we will take it into consideration and seriously, and we will seek the help of some specialists who can help us with what's the best way we can do, and that's possible, and we can afford as well, because we have limited resources in our city. So thanks again, and hopefully you will hear some good news in the near future. The events that I attended over the past 2 weeks, I was on the 21st, we attended the American Council for Human Rights in Dearborn, and I was there with Councilman Rifa'i and Councilman Sumeri. It was a big event, and we enjoyed being there. We met so many elected officials and from different cities. And the second event was yesterday. We were honored by the visit of the Yemeni ambassador in Washington, and he visited the city hall. We awarded him a certificate of appreciation for visiting our city, and we met with him. We discussed things that of common interest between the residents of Hamtramck and the Yemeni embassy in Washington. Also, I attended an event for the ASAL organization last week with Councilman Chowdhury. It was in Warren. They discussed some issues regarding elections and political affairs that has to do mainly with the South Asian community in Hamtramck and elsewhere. That's all. I also attended the celebration of some Bengali group of the birth of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam that took place on the 22nd on Masjid al-Ihsan as well. That's all for me, and we'll move to the report of the Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and Council. I cannot go a lot of event with Mayor and Council's part of my job responsibility, but I did attend a few fundraising dinner for the state senate and state rep and couple of one of the congressmen and actually 2 congressmen. So I'm working right now, whatever time I have after my work for the election. Going everywhere, couple of cities myself with the Stephanie Chang, with the Abraham Ayash, to tell the people to go vote, and it's very important. So young generation, tell please your parents to go and vote. So the proposal is very important. I'm supporting proposal 1 and 2, but in my personally, I'm not supporting proposal 3. So it's up to you guys how you guys gonna do it, but just go and vote. It's very important. We need to go vote. That's all I've been doing, and still I'm taking the November 8th day off to help the people to go bring the vote and tell the people to go vote. I was in also the Islamic rally, our Prophet Hazrat Muhammad Mustafa Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and thank you city administration. It was very peaceful, and there is no issue. Police department did a very good job and drive. So this is the like a diverse community and a religious freedom country, and it was proved that, and we have done. So last time Hindus people done, we done, and a lot of other peoples also do, and there's nothing wrong. Everything peacefully happened. So thanks again, everybody.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem, and we will move to the City Council report. Anyone would like to say something?
Mr. Mayor.
Yes, Councilwoman.
So Councilman Samiri Chowdhury and I went to the Michigan Municipal League convention last week, and we went to a few different, some assortment of us went through some creativity training, we went through some teamwork stuff, we learned about mental health and joining that with police work for the best outcomes for the community, and climate action plans and some other topics. And we ended up networking with a lot of other people from across the state. You know, we're trying to find people who have similar issues to us to figure out how other cities are tackling similar problems to what we have. And so I think that we all enjoyed our time there and made some good connections. And the other thing is that I know that there was a mention of the city manager search, so I just wanted to say that since we were at the conference last week, we did not have a chance to meet as a subcommittee, but that should be coming soon, so stay tuned for that. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Mr. Mayor?
Yes,
Yeah.
Councilman
Thank
Chowdhury.
you. Good evening to you all. First of all, I'd like to thank you to the teacher and the students for showing up here today. This is called unity and empowerment to the community, and encouraging the council member and mayor to work together and the city administration. I really appreciated all of you to being here tonight, and I would do everything in my ability and power to make sure that this is get resolved and taken action to this extent where we can afford to have another ambulance, another EMS services. And I would encourage my Mr. Mayor and colleagues to work together to resolve this, because this could happen to any one of us anytime. And as you heard from a young lady, it's a 28,000 populations, density city. We must seek for resolve a problem solutions to mitigate this kind of incident. And I'd like to also mention Mr. Myers' wife, Twyla. They're a great couple and great advocate, ambassador to this community. They have been emphasizing, doing a lot of community activities to this community and around the world. And my condolence, my prayer and thoughts to Bill Myers' family. May Allah give them a peace and make it easy on their family. Amen. And again, I have another one, yes. That is, this is a program from Michigan governor. It's called MyHap. You know, this program helps you to pay for your utilities, your mortgage. If you have a delinquent mortgage, taxes, it's called MyHap, michigangov/MIHAF. MyHap. This will help you to pay your utilities bills and other bills that you're in delinquent. So check it out. I mean, this pays up to $25,000 to homeowner and it's a great benefit and tools to to search and apply. Okay, that's all. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Councilman Fry.
I'd like to take this appointment and thank the students and the teachers that showed up here today. Like my colleagues, the mayor and my colleagues have spoken, it's something serious, and hopefully within time we will come to a consideration and come to a, to provide a better solution regarding the ambulance. To all my citizens, as you know, I'll be traveling October 31st, and to my colleagues, and that's regarding family matters. And, all the citizens, colleagues could still communicate with me through my emails. So even though if I'm going to be out of the country, but my email is still available for any citizens or anybody that has any concern or questions regarding the city issues. And thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, I forget to mention one more thing if it's possible.
Go ahead.
So, Michigan Municipal League Convention is very important. My 11 years, I've been, a lot of times I've been with them. Some of them, I already crossed the level 3. I already have the level 1 certificate, and level 2 is coming. So this convention and education from Michigan Municipal League Convention is very important. We can compare with the other cities. So I encourage our colleagues to, if they have time, go and learn some more. First I get elected, I ignore it. Once I go there, and then I said, no, I'm gonna go all the time. There is something I can learn. So requesting everybody, if any time we have, we should go there. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. We'll move to the city manager report.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So I do have some updates on the actual EMS incident that everyone's concerned about tonight. So that came to our attention, and immediately I instructed the fire chief to look into it and report back to me on the outcome, if anything was done improperly, if we were within our policy, within our contract, what we can do better, and where we're going for this. It took the fire chief a little bit of time, but he reached out to our vendor, the EMS vendor, and they looked over the analytics of it. As you know, we are limited in our resources here. We try to make the best of what we have. With that said, we know when runs come in throughout the day. And one of the things we do is we have a secondary ambulance in place. Well, we had it in place between the hours of 12 p.m. and 8 p.m. daily, because we know that those are our peak hours where we are most likely to have multiple runs at the same time. Now, keep in mind that there is still a lot of downtime in this service. I mean, there's a lot of time where you hurry up and wait for a call. So, we try to estimate where to best place that additional service. Unfortunately, on this situation, the call actually came in at, I believe it was 11:09 I have written here. I'm sorry, they were dispatched at 11:09. Almost simultaneously, another call came out elsewhere in the city, and then a minute after that, another call came out to the high school. So we literally had 3 calls juggling at the same time when this happened. So when it rains, it pours. They could be sitting there for an hour, 2 hours, nothing comes by, and then all of a sudden, boom, you get 3 calls in a row. We do our best to anticipate this, and we also have other contingencies in place. Immediately, we had the secondary ambulance actually dispatched. They were actually on their way to the city already. Unfortunately, the dispatch location is quite a ways out of the city, so they were on their way in at the time to come on duty at noon, and they were en route to that call. During that time, the ambulance did clear from the original run, the original ambulance that was in the city, and then proceeded over there, but by that time, it was already too late. The student had left the actual school and went home. Ultimately, we were dispatched over to the house later, and I believe the child was transported, if I'm not mistaken, if I'm correct on that. Needless to say, we're doing our best to anticipate this. Some of the outcomes from this are, though, that the fire chief studied the analytics along with the EMS on this, and determined that we are going to change the peak time from 12 p.m. to 10 a.m. So we're going to have the second ambulance now from 10 to 6 throughout that time, which is covering more of the school day generally. And we're committed to monthly look towards, where this might shift as if needed to change. In addition to that, prior to this event even happening, we recognize that we want more coverage. The fire chief and the fire union were already working together to come up with a plan to turn over this service back to the fire department. As most of you already know, years ago, this was an internally dispatched thing. The fire department handled it. Somewhere along the line, it was farmed out, and for whatever reasons at the time, that was thought that was best. We're already in progress of going back that direction. That is going to be a long process. However, we hope that within the next few months, the fire chief estimated as short as 3 months, don't hold us to that, but maybe a little bit longer, we could have maybe at least the fire rigs responding out for some basic services in addition to if this happens again. We're a couple years out from actually having our own ambulances again. As you know, it's hard to get supplies, it's hard to get parts, it's hard to get cars. Everything is in a shortage right now. But we're working towards trying to find a way to get our ambulance back in-house. And even more so, I instructed the fire chief that I'd like to get the full medic, which we've never actually had. So that is our ultimate goal. That's several years out for that. We would actually have to send some of our people back to school for that. But that is where we hope to be eventually, in which case I believe the service would increase tenfold at that point. But it's a process. Bear with us. We're doing the best we can with the resources we have. All I can say is we'll get better, and we'll do the best we can with what we have for now.
Mr. Mayor? Mr. Mayor?
Yes, that's
Does the 10 a.m. go into effect immediately, or is that, okay?
It's already happened.
Thank you.
Yep, I should have said that. Yep, it's already in effect. That's all I have on that topic for now. If we have any pointed questions, I can circle back with you on that, ask the fire chief some specifics. He was unable to come tonight. He's way more in tune to this than I am because he's been researching it. But he is our resident expert on that. That fire departments, they're also handle the EMS. So I trust his decisions on, the changes here. I just trust his decisions on where we're heading, and I think we're heading in a good direction generally. So some other topics. As you know, all your department heads are working really hard. Lots of activity at Buzzard City Hall any given day. Ms. Faulkner and Ms. Luckman are working very hard to get these lots sold. We're hoping to get those out as quickly as possible. You may have seen them go across Facebook and some other social media recently. Please spread the word. We are trying to get those sold and get houses built on them. The quicker we get them out, the quicker we're not responsible for them, the quicker we have more people, houses to move into. As always, water department, there's still the programs to assist people with their water payments. Please head over to those. And lastly, a few updates from the PD. We have the trunk or treat, as the councilman mentioned. That's actually tomorrow, starting at 5 o'clock up here in Zussman's Park. Our city attorney actually committed to whole candy bars. So he just told me, I wanted to put that out there. He said his wife went all out this time.
Council members get those too, correct?
No. Department heads get cheesecake, right?
So, October 29th, which is this Saturday, the Hamtramck PD is having their forfeiture auction out front of City Hall as well. Not only will there be cars there, but I believe there is game boxes and all myriad of various things that have been seized. Bring some cash, bring a checkbook, bring your credit card, and buy some cool stuff. So we have 2 prescription drug take-backs coming up. We have a very small one also on Saturday. I believe that one, help me out here, Chief, was that the one at the Piast?
Yes, that's actually gonna be the larger event.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Next one,
Yeah.
go ahead, you can take it over.
Yes, that is at the PS Institute, and that's like kind of a drive-up. They can just drive up, drop off. There's never any questions asked. We don't care where you got the medication, the pills, anything. We just wanna get rid of anything that's not being used, so.
Okay. Lastly, thank you for coming. Thank all the students for coming. We appreciate you guys coming. Visit us more often. Let's not make this, something wrong thing. Let's make it a regular thing. So that's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Mr. Chair.
I'm sorry, you have the other flyer for what's going on. The shorter of the drug take-back is also tomorrow. That's gonna be at the Senior Plaza.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's the one you have in that. I don't have it in front of me, so.
Okay, so that's 26th, 1 to 3.
Yes, that's tomorrow as well. So they're doing a smaller one at the Senior Plaza. Anyone can drop stuff there off there as well. Sorry.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, I have to put some input on his city manager report about the ambulance things.
Go ahead.
So there was the reason we had outsourced the ambulance. It's always been 2 ambulance. It still was 2 ambulance that day. There is the managing issue. While it was the fire department, we had the ambulance our own. Most of the time, we had a record, ambulance cannot even start. I just want to give the things. Some of them staff was not there to drive and take it. So my personally, when I called my wife, I was at work. My wife called the ambulance. Akamshia issue the related woman. Ambulance did not get a start. Fire truck was my home. Fire department. The blood pressure was my wife over 185. That was telling that everything normal. It's my wife. So, and finally, we have to call Macomb County ambulance to come take over my wife. Then I came from my work. I tried to talk to the ambulance. He said, Mr. Hassan, I don't have any time to talk to you. I have to take you to nearest any hospital, otherwise she will die. But our department was telling everything normal. So there is the reason we outsourced. Ambulance did a very good job last couple of years. Suddenly, if we're not managing correctly, or we're not looking to ambulance, why that one is still on the road, or drop the patient, or really drop the patient, or not. So have to take the previous couple of call, takes whatever time happened, why he was not on time. It was always been 2 ambulance. That's why I cannot believe that. I've been 11 years sitting here, and I was with all the contacts. So managing issue, like a city manager, interim city manager right now is strongly looking at that issue, and fire chief, this is the managing issue could be. Another thing, personal life happened. 4 months ago, I called my ambulance. So, 20 minutes gone, still not there. So, the guy went to there and tried to draw the blood and make a big mark on it. And blood is all over. So I complained to the city manager. So make sure that employee don't go to anybody else's house, make somebody scared. So those kinds of situation happening with the second source. First source 5 years, we had no issue. So again, we really apologize. And if our city fire department take over, there's another option. In case we cannot handle it, we can call outsource right away, DMC or the Macomb. That's happened to my wife, came real quick. So we can look at that kinds of option too. So again, sorry from our council and our staff, and it's not gonna happen again, no matter what. Thank you.
Thank you. And for tomorrow's event, the trunk and treat, it's tomorrow, right, at 5? I will try to be there. I have an event at University of Michigan, Ann Arbor. I will have to present there. I have to be there at 6:30. So I'll try to pass by before I go, if possible.
I guess you ain't gonna get some candy then.
Well, Rana wanna take everything, right? So what are we gonna eat?
I was gonna bring my daughter too, so. All right, so we'll move to the public comment again.
Mr. Mayor, we have Sammy Samin again.
Okay, so I know as you guys said that like you guys received 3 calls simultaneously, unexpectedly, which I feel like tells us.
Yeah, I apologize.
Yeah.
It has to only be on agenda items.
Okay, so.
So, yeah, it's only agenda items for the second public meeting, for the public.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, I appreciate it. That was all.
That was,
Yeah.
yeah,
See?
yeah, all right. So we'll move to a closed session. Do we have that?
Yes.
Okay.
Can we
All right.
take 2 minutes?
3 minutes.
Did we have a public comment?
Anyone
No, no, no,
else?
that's it.
So we have to make the motion to
To go to closed session. I'll make a motion.
Second.
All right, thank you.
What was the time on Snyder?
It's
8:02.
8:02.
We won't be coming back to vote on any of this.
Okay. All right.
All right, thank you so much.
We gotta go to closed session.
Thank you so much.
Level 3. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Let me put that in my email. You're right. Yeah. I know, I can remember.
تفضل شاهي ماء طب بالنيابة ضروري أنا كلنا دكتور
ها؟
ضروري كلنا
لا مش نخرج ايه دقيقتين.
How did,